Hey y'all, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Erica. Today we're just going to look at all my plants. I just figured I would show you since I showed you the frost damage on my plants up by my front door. As you can see, the petunias are just going strong, and the Irish rose moss, is that what it's called? The rose moss is coming back strong, even though it was basically burnt down to the roots. Look at this one. It's filled up this stock tank. This stock tank was not as full whenever I planted these, and they are just going wild. I personally like petunias because they are so low maintenance, so I plant those a lot. Anyways, here we are in the garden. We are looking at potatoes. We are missing a potato plant here. One of them, I'm assuming it got taken by the freeze, but the rest of them survived. There's a few that are kind of small and stunted, but for the most part, we're doing okay. Yes, this part is weedy. We've been working on it. We really need to get some mulch, but we have not done that yet. Hopefully this weekend we can get on that. We also need to till a whole extra section of the garden to put vining plants in. This is your carrots, and those are coming in strong. We have been kind of trying to keep this row weeded. We've got 2 rows of carrots. We're trying to keep those weeded. This middle section there's just a random lettuce in there, but it was beets and radishes, and then with the last freeze, I don't know. They're not there anymore. I don't know if we've got something that's eating them or not, but or if they died in the freeze, but there was like 3 radishes left. So anyways, this is our leafy green patch. It's doing pretty good. I just run out there and grab, a bunch of lettuce whenever we need to eat it. So, which is most days. We eat salad most days. This is like I don't know, I think it's called like super greens or something mix. So it's like the more spicy type lettuces. There's arugula in there. There's kale in there. There's some mustard. So that's what that is. Some of this has already started to bolt. So I'm going to pull out some of those plants and go put them in the worm farm. Then we also have another row of potatoes. This one I think is all red potatoes. We actually didn't even get this row completely filled. And then the ones that I showed you first, like these ones are newer, and the other ones have been planted in there for probably a month or more. Okay, so over here, this whole row is California Wonder bell peppers. Usually my focus is tomatoes, but like this year I'd like to get a pretty good harvest of peppers so I could stock up on those, and then I'll go back to focusing on tomatoes, which this year we planted more tomatoes than we did last year, but I definitely planted more peppers than we did last year. So, if you can't see, I've already got some, oh gosh, what are they called? Some beetle. I can't remember what they're called. Oh, look, there is a ladybug on here. You can also see that there are aphids on my eggplants. These always get eaten up by aphids. You want the ladybugs on there. They eat aphids. So I'm not trying to bother the ladybug, but he's still in my garden. I'm just trying to show you. You want the ladybugs on your garden because they eat all your aphids. But the aphids always go crazy on our dang eggplants, and they struggle through the beginning months, and then once the aphids are gone, they really perk up and do a lot better. I planted marigolds in here to try to deter them. So, and then this row of peppers, I have 4 jalapeno plants. Don't worry, I'm going to plant more. Whenever we till up another section, I'm going to go ahead and plant some more pepper plants. I have quite a few more pepper plants. And then these ones are banana peppers. I have intentions of making pepperoncinis. I really like to put them in salads, so that is a goal there. And then I just have one extra bell pepper that I couldn't fit in the other row. So that is that. This is my extra tray of veggies. I'll explain the cabbage whenever we get down to the other side, but I have some poblano peppers. I've got some more jalapenos. I've got one more bunch of California Wonder. I actually have several jalapeno plants left in here, if you cannot tell. And then I also have some tomatoes. I'm not going to plant the extra tomatoes. I'm actually just going to give those to my sister. But there's like 4 random full-sized vegetables. Oh, I'm trying to show you. I have some red bell peppers, 2 bunches of those, so 8 plants. Then I have some spaghetti squash and some cantaloupe and some yellow squash. And I actually, just yesterday, the day before I'm recording the voiceover on this, I went to Walmart and got some bunches of zucchini, cucumbers, and watermelon. These are my tomatoes. I cannot tell you what I planted just looking at this video in this row. I can tell you I planted Sweet 100s, just one plant. I planted chocolate sprinkles. I'm showing you. So we have okra. I don't know if this is an okra seed. I planted okra and nothing came up. So I put some more seeds in the dirt. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if anything actually comes up. Because I'm not seeing any signs. It's not looking real hopeful. And I didn't plant them super deep, so I don't know. And then we also have celery in this row. Celery is a new thing that I've never grown before. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, back to what tomatoes I planted. I planted Sweet 100s. I also planted chocolate sprinkles, just one of each of those. Chocolate sprinkles, like I said in one of my previous videos, they're kind of like Cherokee purples, but cherry tomato size. So I just wanted to give those a try. I also planted Pink Ladies, Golden Jubilee, Mortgage Lifter, Brandywine, German, I think it was German Johnson. That may be it. There also may be one more in there. Oh, Cherokee Purple. So that is all the tomatoes I planted. And in between every set of plants, I planted some marigold seeds. Hopefully those start popping up pretty quick. But yeah. Some bugs, surprisingly, some bugs got to my plants on the back porch, and like my marigolds, all the leaves were eaten off of them. So yeah, and like this section does need some weeding, but it's not nearly as bad as that first section. We're trying to keep up on it. Like I said, we need to get more mulch, but we haven't gotten there. Okay, this row is my green beans. These are really struggling with pest pressure. I'm assuming it is, what are they called? It's the type of beetle. Last year we had a real issue with them. I've never had an issue with these bugs. Assassin bugs, that's what they're called. I've literally never had an issue with them until we moved onto this property. And like last year, they literally, all of the leaves on our green beans just looked like lace because they ate all of the greenery out of them. Like, what? So I planted some more. Most of those I think will probably be fine. Oh my gosh, look at these little tiny broccolis. I'm so excited. Anyways, most of those will probably be fine, but there were some where they were literally eaten back to the ground, so I went ahead and planted a few more of those. And then, so my broccolis are all doing fine. I planted 8 of those, and then I also had planted 8 cauliflower, and bugs had eaten 3 of those no, 4 of those, down to nothing. And I know it was bugs. Like, you could see, like, I would come out and then there would just be like no leaves, and you could see where they had actually like eaten the plant. Ugh, it was so frustrating. So I got 4. 4 of them survived. I got 4 more. And then this is the cabbage row. And so, interesting story about my cabbage. I came home and planted the cabbage the same day that I bought it. And I put the mulch on it. And then that Monday that I came outside and all my plants were dead, the cabbage was dead. Like, it just turned like white and died. And I was like, what the heck? And cabbage is not a frost tender vegetable, so I didn't think it was that. I don't know what happened, but I hadn't really paid attention to that row. I just knew I needed to get, 16 more cabbages. However, whenever I came out here to plant my cabbage, you want to know what was growing? My old cabbage. Some of my old cabbages were growing again. So, whatever. It's fine. I just planted what I could, and now I have some extra cabbage that I need to plant. This is our worm farm. And you can tell a few of our worms are trying to escape. So I'm going to rescue them, put them back into the worm farm. What we did was we put, like a layer of dirt, and then just a very thin layer of dirt, and then some compost, and then we put a little bit more dirt in there, and then we've just been adding compost on the top. There are a ton of worms in there, like a ton. And then this is my first, well, it's not actually my first. I've harvested little greens before one other time, but it was mostly like a thinning process. So this is my first actual intentional harvest of greens. So anyways, I just thought I would share that with you. That is all I have for you today. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.